Haya wadau, I want us to have this one last conversation. Naisha kabisa. That's why I'm calling it the end. Mimi nasikia bado kuna watu huku nje bado they are being scammed. So that's why I'm calling this the end of this conversation, especially about wash. There are other scams we like to talk about. People asking us to talk about cryptocurrencies, crypto scams and all these other things. So today nimesema wacha tumalizana hii conversation because there could be other techniques you are being scammed, but there's one thing you need to know. The principle always remains the same. I repeat, the basic principle of wash remains the same, of which we'll talk about here today. Na nimeamua kwamba leo I will talk in the very simplest of languages. Maybe kama Kiingereza ni kigumu, we'll talk even Swahili and mix with Shen, so that each point is sync kabisa. So this is the end of this conversation about wash, and let's get straight into it. My name is Mzee Miles and this is the Stay Woke series hapa ndani ya Zimax Media. Let's get straight into it. Now, the biggest enemy of the KRA, Kenya Revenue Authority, are the people we call tax evaders. Those people who don't want to pay the taxes or to file their returns. If you are there, you don't file your returns, your tax returns, you don't file your taxes. Just know where you are the person the KRA is looking for. You are the person of interest by the KRA. They are looking down for you. So why are they enemies of the KRA? It's because these are the people who are helping criminals, especially those involved in corruption and organized crime, to launder their money. And this brings us to a very important point: money laundering. What is money laundering? Sijaongelea hii money laundering, but in simple terms, I'll just make it simple. Money laundering is a process whereby you inject money back into the financial system, like banks, to make it look like legitimate money. I'll repeat, injecting dirty money or ill-gotten cash back to the financial system to make it look like legitimate money. That's why the KRA are on these people. So how do they do this? How do they inject money back into the financial system? Dirty money for that matter. There's been a major culprit that has been used to inject money or dirty money into the financial system. And this culprit is called the construction industry, where criminals buy building materials with ill-gotten cash or dirty cash and use it to severely distort the property market with thousands of buildings, including malls. And you know what this does? This in turn creates a barrage of empty apartment blocks that are so overpriced and they cannot find buyers or renters. I think if you have seen somewhere, maybe in a town or whichever estate, there are these huge apartments, huge blocks, but they are empty. Why are they empty? Because they are overpriced and they cannot find buyers or renters. You have seen empty malls luring clients, because now they have been empty for long. They begin to lure clients with up to, unaambiwa kuja manze urentisha hii building for like 4 to 6 months, but in this 4 to 6 months rent free, haulipi anything. But where pia lazima, there's one thing they will require of you. They will tell you, before you do that, you have to sign something. You sign a discounted 2-year lease agreement with them. Unakubaliana kwamba in these 2 years I'll lease this apartment for 2 years at a discounted price. Ndio isibaki nini? Empty. Now, with KRA cracking down on some of these major distributors of building materials, to show their client list, these culprits shifted their focus. Wakaamua kushift their focus from the distribution of building materials from the construction company to what? You guessed right, to the service and entertainment sectors or industries, in which it is difficult to monitor activity without having people being physically present. Some of these businesses include petrol stations, car yards, bars and restaurants, liquor stores and wines and spirits, upmarket salons, spas, nail studios, barbershops, all these things. So this was now the new focus. These businesses ambazo nimetaja hapa zikatumika kufanya nini? To launder money, for money laundering. Semi kwamba zote at every bar, every restaurant, every car yard is a launder money, but that's how they shifted their focus. Now this gripped the attention of the state ama of the government, ambao sasa ikaanza kuangalia hii story to bring about the conversation about proceeds of crime and anti-money laundering efforts. Now, what do you need to know? There is something you need to know. And that's why I've said, wash, whichever the technique used by the scammers, the principle always remains the same. So what do you need to know? And let's pata potea. If you heard of the pata potea, that was wash, and it's been with us for the longest time ever. The principle remains the same. Basically, a form of wash. Now, the modern day version of this is what we call, has been known to be the Kilimani gangs. You've heard of them. These ones, they have a money mint. We talked about this in the How Nairobi Wash Syndicate Operates. If you haven't seen the video, please go back there and watch it. Once the client has been home, here in Kenya, criminals, whether they are these conmen, drug traffickers, and corrupt public officials, they have discovered a new way to clean their money. Now, be very careful here and listen very, very carefully. Cash-based system, cash-based service industries like the ones I mentioned earlier, car yards, bars, restaurants, liquor stores, and wines and spirits, upmarket salons and spas, boutiques, and even nail studios, because these are businesses where people walk in, market, and often close within months of setting up, as they are surrounded by phony businesses competing with few clients available. These fishy businesses use their ill money, their dirty cash, to buy flashy cars and expensive houses, which in turn distort the markets for these goods and lead to an overall increase in the cost of living. While still, some of these criminals are known to have successfully ventured into politics and won seats, while some fund political campaigns as a way of buying protection, a direct threat to the democracy we have fought so hard for. This is the time the KRA to do their work. EACC, ASA, CBK, DCI, huu ni wakati wenyu wa kufuatilia hawa scammers, these money launderers. So I've talked about money laundering. About wash, the scheme is still the same principle being applied to wash you, to scam you. It's upon you, man, to keep safe, to stay woke. Na mimi nimefungia hapo. Stay woke. We don't just say stay woke for nothing. Please stay woke. Wash. Hata scammer akijia magoti, akijia tumbo, akijia mgongo nini, whichever means, just know the basics are the same. Principles are the same. Please don't be washed. Before you are ready to part with your money, take time and think. Take time and think. Before you part with your money, before you part with your hard-earned cash, unless you pesa yako, unless you pay scam mtu mwingine, before you part with your money, please take time. Think 360 degrees wise. Usikuwe closed-minded. Yes, wash is there, and the sad thing ni kwamba the scammers are devising new means, new ways every day. Hii kifail wanaenda, new techniques are there. That's why we are here. The Stay Woke Masters, the Stay Woke Ambassadors, we are here kuchanuana. That's our purpose here, that you may be in step with these guys. Because for a scammer to work on you, wewe kwanza lazima utakuwa na greed, utakuwa na desperation, the greed for money. And these people, for a scammer, they always have to think ahead of their victim. Wajua kwamba scammers always think ahead of their victim. That's why again we are here to make you stay woke. Sawa sawa da. Hapo tuko sawa leo. Mi na hope kwamba leo tumefungia hapa hii discussion ya wash. We should never talk about this thing again. Well, sasa now it's upon you to stay woke. Ukioshwa ni juu yako. We have done our part, ni juu yako. Let's now go to other forms of scams. Naona kwamba mme request niongelee kuhusu forex trading. That one will come up next. And many other forms of scams that you've requested me to talk about. Pale kwa DM I've received. Kuna online dating scams. I'll be coming there very soon. And many other forms of scams. We are coming there. We are here to stay. Sawa sawa, asanteni sana kwa kustick to this very end. I'm your guy, Mzima Wells, and I'm always happy to be here to get us, to make us aware, to make us informed. Yes, asanteni sana. Till then, manze, till next time, as I always say, keep safe and hustle hard. Peace.